Hey guys, what's up? It's Amanda here, and welcome back to my channel, Hoot of the Sims. So today, this is like the biggest build I think I have ever done in The Sims 4. And when I say the biggest build, I don't mean by size per se, like it's on a big lot, but I think this is like my biggest accomplishment as a build in The Sims 4, because you'll see. I feel like this build was really detail oriented, and it turned out better than I thought it would, to be honest with you. I was referencing a real life picture of a farm from, I don't know what kind of area it was on the world. Like, I just kind of went into Google Maps and went around and started looking at houses from Street View and that kind of stuff. And, I found this really pretty house, and I don't remember what state it was in the United States, but it was in the U.S., and I was like, oh my god, this is beautiful. I want to recreate this in The Sims, so I did. And I would say this style of home is like a ranch, suburban kind of look, maybe a craftsman almost. I'm not entirely sure. It's like a mix between the three. But I thought it was absolutely stunning. It looked beautiful. It's, even having it be, like, this house is on a 64 by 64. It's a one-story house. However, it still fits 3 bedrooms, I think, if I remember what I did right. Yeah, 3 bedrooms and a big kitchen, and just, like, everything you would need for a basic home is in this house. And it's on a 64 by 64, and it's incredible. Like, obviously, when you go and you download 64 by 64 lots, most of the time, you're looking for a huge house. Well, I didn't want to do that necessarily. I wanted to make a house that had beautiful scenery, and, reference the farm that I found, because it was just absolutely stunning. And it just, I don't know, I think this turned out so well, and I'm really impressed with it. I know it sounds like I'm being cocky or whatever, but I don't really think I am. I've tried to find some really cool farmhouses on the Sims 4 gallery before to kind of see what, other people have done and get inspiration and that kind of thing. And I'm not even gonna say, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. They're not that many good farm builds on the gallery. Well, using the hashtag, farm or whatever, you know what I mean? And I think this one is just, it's different. It's really different because it's family based, and there's plenty of room for activities besides farming. And the house has plenty of space, even though it's a 1-story and it's a 3-bedroom. It's got tons of space. There's even spots for your Sims to do skills and stuff, which I think is absolutely incredible. And this is what I'm talking about with detailing. Do you see this? Yeah, every single one of these rocks I had to place down. And it was, oh my god, it was not fun, you guys. You have no idea how much time it took me to do that and how much work that was. It was, this part of the build was the bane of my existence. Not even kidding you. It was horrible. It was not fun. I was like, I wonder if there's a way to copy and paste sections of rocks. Can I make it in a room and copy and paste them? But then I was like, okay, the hills are different sizes in certain places and different shapes and forms, so even if I tried to do that, it just wouldn't work, you know what I mean? So, oh my god, this was so horrible. And if any of you want to try something like this, I would say don't, unless you have a lot of patience and time on your hands, because this was so irritating for me to try to do. Absolutely irritating. And, it was just, I don't know if it was worth it, to be honest. I mean, it turned out beautiful, but was it worth it? No. And as you can see, I got fed up with recording, doing all that, because you guys get the gist of all of the rocks being placed down. It's kind of repetitive after a while. So I figured I'd cut some of that out. And now I'm back here, and this is the actual barn, because I said it was a family farm. You need a barn, right? So we're building a barn here, and it's absolutely cute. It's so beautiful. I love this barn. I love the shape of the roof and stuff. Mostly, most of the time when I do barns, I've never built a barn in The Sims 4, but I've built them in like Minecraft and stuff, and I don't think I've ever made the side roofs and like the little side juts on a barn before, and I think those are specific to like horse barns. So I figured I would add some stables in there and such. And this barn even has a loft, okay? On the second floor where the roof is, where those windows that I'm just placing down, there is a small little loft for, let's say, your granny, your Sims granny, to stay. And she can live in the barn house. She has her own private suite in there. There's no bathroom, unfortunately. That was the one thing I couldn't figure out how to fit into the barn house. But she has a bed, she has a small kitchen, she has a little reading nook, everything but a bathroom. So she could go and, use the regular house's bathroom, or you could get her a pee bush outside and she could go ahead and use that. But this house had like tons of different opportunities, and it was a really fun house to make. I really wanted it to be, like I said, garden aesthetic and family farm aesthetic. So I was getting all of the farming stuff that I could think of to use. And over here I have some little garden planters, as you can see. But then I found these cute little awnings, and I was like, oh my god, I really, really, really want to use that for these plants over here, because I think it'd be absolutely adorable to have like a little garden basically for the plants. And I have a little awning when, maybe these plants don't need as much sun as most. And I was just thinking of a lot of different things when I was building this. Like I found hay barrels in debug. I don't know if it was from show hidden objects or if it was from actual debug. Not entirely sure. But I thought that was a fit, since, being it's a farmhouse. I was going to put a bunch of hay barrels down the side, but I'm kind of glad I didn't, just because I feel like it would get a little too cluttered and your Sims wouldn't be able to walk around over there. So I kind of stuck to just the 3, stacking them like that, and I think it was really, really cute. But yeah, this house is, like I said, very, very, very detail-oriented. I had to do rocks like this as well in the backyard because I didn't want that awkward little, I don't know if that's dirt that shows up or if that's rock that shows up when you manipulate the terrain like that, but you can't get it to go away. I've tried to paint over it with like, green to resemble grass and stuff, and it just doesn't work. I'm really hoping that the Sims team can figure out a fix for that, because I don't think it's like interesting to leave the game like that. I think it's really dumb that automatically when the terrain is so basically dramatic that it causes it to look muddy or something like that, and I think it's really dumb. Because what if I just want a really steep grassy hill, you know what I mean? And you can't repaint it. Some of you may be like, oh, it's not a big deal. Like, you could just paint over it, with blah. And it's like, no, you literally can't. You cannot paint that hill, those sections, those brown sections on the hill. You cannot do it. I've tried and it doesn't work. It's just so frustrating to me. Whatever. So yeah, that's my only complaint about this build, because I couldn't cover up every single one of these, especially on the side. The smaller side, like by the garden hill, you'll know what I'm talking about. I was like, I can't waste my time putting more rocks over here or, cluttering the hill with plants or whatever, because it's not worth it. But on the other side, where there's the, like the garden planters and stuff and that wall, and yeah, right over here. Behind that, there's also that issue with the terrain. And I did put some rocks and stuff over there because I felt like that was a little bit more of a dramatic sweep in the terrain, and I figured that, yeah, maybe that side needs some rocks. So I put rocks over there, kind of like I did in the backyard, and I put some plants to mix it in as well, just so it didn't look super, I don't know how to describe that even, tacky, I guess? I don't know. But yeah, it was just a really frustrating process to kind of figure out, like, exactly what I wanted to do, especially with the terrain situation. It was horrible. But I knew with this kitchen that I wanted kind of like a new school, old school like mix between the vibes, and I was going to do like a white and black and gray kitchen. But then I was like, wait a second, this is a little too modern, you know what I mean? And then I found this table and I was like, this is really, really cute, you know what I mean? It was that like darker brown color, and I was like, but nothing else in this kitchen matches that brown. So I think I decided to change everything up in a couple of seconds here. Yeah, right now. I'm like, okay, we need to make this a little bit more farmhouse looking. It's too modern looking, and I don't think the colors work necessarily together. So I went and I changed all the countertop colors and stuff, and cabinet colors and just everything, because I felt like it just wasn't farmhousey anymore. And I think I decided to do that after I figured out what backsplash I wanted to use. And then I figured out that I wanted to basically do different colors later on or something like that. I don't know. I don't know how soon I like noticed I wanted to make that change, but I did. And I'm glad I did, because this is just not how farmhouses should look. You know what I mean? Like the black counters and the beautiful white cabinets and that kind of stuff. Most of the time when you think of farmhouse, they're like run down looking, maybe a little bit worn, maybe not horrible looking, you know, like they're just well used, and just maybe messy a little bit more, or a little bit more vibrant in colors, or maybe a little bit more earthy tones and not like so much as cool and black and white tones. So I figured I would change that. I don't remember exactly when I made that change, but it is coming up very shortly here if I did get it on camera, because I was just done with it. I felt like it didn't work. It didn't work. So, and I also catered this house to fit a cat as well, so you can actually have like a pet in here too. And there's plenty of space for your cat to hang out and enjoy his time at the farmhouse as well. He's got, or a dog, because I put a dog door, but I think cats can use dog doors. I don't remember. But either way, there's like, you know, like a dog bed, a cat litter box. There's some cat bowls or dog bowls, whatever you prefer, whatever you want to put in this house, I have it set up for. There's a cat litter box, and I think in one of the bathrooms, I believe it's in the shared bathroom, like your guest bathroom, what guests would use when they come over and stay at your house or hang out at your house. Not necessarily stay, but just hang out at your house. I'm pretty sure I put the litter box in there. And it just, I don't know. Like, I wanted to make this house cozy. I wanted it to make it seem like people live here and that I was catering to a certain family, even though I really wasn't, because I don't have a family. I actually haven't played in this house yet, and I really want to find the right family to play in this house, because I feel like this house is specific to a very small group of Sims, which is somebody who's really passionate about gardening and wants a big, happy family. You know what I mean? And I don't really play with that kind of style very often. I know a few of my friends who would. Actually, the person who wrote my outro and intro music really likes playing as a gardener, and he likes doing gardening skills and stuff like that. So that's kind of an interesting thing. The only problem is that he doesn't have all the packs, so he can't even go and download this house. There's just going to be so many missing things. He could definitely try, though. I feel like he might really enjoy playing in this house, because he's got plenty of land to focus on his gardening and stuff, and I know it's right up his alley. He also kind of likes the style of my builds as well, so I might tell him to try to download it, because I am actually really curious on what disappears and what stays when people who don't have this, you know, like the stuff in the pack, when they download the lot. Like, I wonder what stays and what doesn't. Obviously, that's really a dumb question. Like, clearly, you won't have the stuff that you don't own, but is it going to be replaced with other things? You know what I mean? I've never had that issue because I've always had the pack, so I'm not entirely sure how that works. I'm pretty sure from my knowledge, when I've looked that up, because I've asked myself that so many times that I was just like, all right, screw this. I'm going to look it up on Google, and I'm going to see what Google says. And I think it said that it replaces some of the items with base game or like other pack items that you have. Now, don't take my word for that, because I know that the wallpaper doesn't get replaced or something like that, but I think most of the like essential items do, especially if it's like a couch, and it's just, the fact that you don't have, let's say, the pack that this couch comes from. I think since base game has couches and that kind of stuff, that it replaces it automatically with a base game couch or like another stuff pack or, game pack, expansion pack, whatever it is that you own. I think that does get replaced. However, it can't really like auto replace wallpapers because it's like hard to, I'm sorry, I'm yawning. Hard to like figure out what it's just hard for the game to automatically generate and do, you know what I mean? So kind of keep that in mind. If you download this house, you'll have to be doing a lot of wallpaper replacing if you don't have all the packs. However, I think I did pretty good and kept most of it base game. I know the kitchen backsplash is from Jungle Adventure, I believe, as well as the bathrooms. But I don't think it's a huge deal because you guys can always replace it with your own tiles that you own in your game or like custom content that you have, whatever it may be. In this part of the video, I really want to point out those paintings that are on the easel and on the wall and framed are not made by me. However, by some lovely people that are on the Sims 4 gallery. I saved their, basically they call them rooms to the gallery. So I saved them to my gallery. If you guys want to know who made those lovely paintings, because they don't count as CC. You can literally go to the gallery and find them and download them, and they show up on a wall, and you can like take them off that wall and put them actually in your builds. So if you guys are interested in that, I should have some of the information on who made those on the gallery when I upload this house. However, I also think I do have that information, and I could post it in my panels on this video below. So if I get a couple of questions on like, oh, who made those paintings? I'll just like edit my video description once this is up, and I will put those people on there because I feel like it is really important to recognize that those are not my paintings. I have no idea how people do that on the gallery. I've always been curious, and I don't know how they do it. I really, really don't. Because anytime you have your sim paint something, for me anyways, it shows up as like custom content if it's on a lot that you're trying to upload, and it just makes zero sense to me. It's like, okay, so if that's custom content, how on earth do these people make these paintings? You know what I mean? I don't know, and I want to know because I really, 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 really want to make my own because I'm a painter myself, and I think it'd be really, really fun to take pictures of my paintings and make them into paintings in The Sims and have my Sims paint that because I think it'd just be really, I don't know, you know what I mean? It would just be really cool. And then I can always put them up on the gallery too, and you guys can, download them, and your Sims could be showing off my actual real life artwork in your game. And I think that'd just be absolutely incredible to me. And I would be honored to have other people using my artwork in their game, in The Sims. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of hard to think about that you could actually take whatever picture you want and put it up on the gallery for use. Like, it's insane to me. And I think it's what makes The Sims such a good game is that it's so versatile. And, like, obviously you can't download custom content from the gallery. Like, if there's a house that legit has custom content, you can't download it. But there are ways around that, and I think that's absolutely amazing, even though I can't figure out how to personally do that myself and like make my own gallery paintings. If anybody knows how to do that, please comment below with like a YouTube link or something that can help me out, or try to explain it to your best knowledge, because oh my god, you have no idea how much I want to do that. Like, the second I know how to do it, I'm doing it full send. And I could also do some of my graphic design work as well. So yeah, please, 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 if you know how to make these custom paintings on the gallery, help your girl out because it will benefit you too, because I will put them on the gallery, I promise. It's not like I'm gonna make them and then like keep them to myself, because I think I would just be really stupid and selfish. Like, what's the point of doing that anyways? Then, you know what I mean? Like, obviously you can have them in your game, but if you can't, if you're not willing to share your artwork with other people, then what's the point in making art? Like, I know it's a confidence issue thing, but I really, really, really want to make my darn paintings into The Sims. But yeah, so here, as you can see, like I said before, I wanted to make the back of this house full of rocks as well, because as you can see, like even off the lot in Brindleton Bay, the shores are really, really rocky, and I wanted to represent Brindleton Bay in this build because that's where I built it, and I felt like it was fitting as well because I had that type of landscaping in the front of the house. And I feel like this house and this world really, really go together. I don't think there's a better match in the game, to be honest with me, to be honest with you. But you know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's very Brindleton Bay vibey. And, see, all those rocks. And I thought that was absolutely stunning. So I kind of took inspiration from this world itself to create this house. And oh man, it was just, this house was a headache and a half, you guys. So I really hope you guys enjoy it. And use it in your own games, or, you know, at the very least, like, save it to your gallery save it to your library is what I meant, on the Sims 4 gallery. So if you ever want to use it, it's there. Or you like it, because that also saves it in your gallery. But yeah, as you can see, this stupid hill, you know, like, look at how ugly that looks. The stupid terrain being brown because it's such a steep slope. It's like, why? You know what I mean? And I was too lazy to bring the rocks all the way around. And I also felt like it would look really stupid if I continued the whole rock theme the whole way around, especially by the gardening hill where I have, like, the actual Sims 4 plants. I was like, that's too much work, first off. Second, it would look really dumb. And third, nobody has time for that. So I was like, screw it, you know? Like, we're gonna do with what we have, and we're gonna make it work. And it did. So I'm not too upset about, you know, how it turned out. I'm just kind of annoyed that you can't really customize the terrain in The Sims 4, and it's frustrating to me. It really, really is. They need to fix it. They do. Like, it's probably one of the main reasons why I don't normally work with terrain. But in this build, I wanted to branch out and expand and, like, actually use it to experiment with terrain. And I don't know if I'm a big fan of terrain or not. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I'm a big fan of terrain. It's not bad, but I feel like it's just, frustrating, you know? As you can see, I'm trying to flatten it out so I can spray the stupid terrain with grass, and it didn't work, so I cut that part out. But, oh my god, it's just so frustrating. It's so irritating. It's so annoying. I know, a lot of this video is me complaining about The Sims, but to be honest with you guys, The Sims is one of the best games I've ever played. And even though we complain about it as Simmers, it doesn't mean we hate the game. It doesn't mean we despise what the Sims team does, because it's not true. We just want the game to be as good as it can be, because we know the Sims team can do it. So we always talk about, you know, improvements and updates that can come out, because that's just how Simmers are. Like, we're never really satisfied, if you haven't noticed. Because the game's not done, you know, until we have everything we have in mind. And there's always going to be people who are upset when, like, the ending of The Sims 4 comes. But then we also have to remember that there's so much that they have added to the game that we haven't had in other games, you know? Like, Sims 3 to my knowledge, didn't have a celebrity pack, or The Sims 2. Maybe Sims 3 did and Sims 2 didn't. Either way, Get Famous was a really, really, really awesome pack. I absolutely adore Laundry Day. You know what I mean? Like, it's just simple packs make for some such better gameplay. And it's not only simple gameplay, it's just like more realistic gameplay. And the fact that we finally got University, I feel like I'm okay now to let go of The Sims 4. If, they're done with it, I'm okay with it. I'm not going to be upset anymore. Like, if they ended The Sims 4 without University, I don't think I'd be a simmer anymore. Like, I don't think I actually would play The Sims after that, because University is such a big part in so many people's lives. I know it affected my life because I went to college, I got a degree, and that's how I pay for my bills and stuff. Because I work in graphic design, and that was a 4-year degree that I had to slave over and basically learn so I could get a better life for myself. And the fact that we didn't have that option in The Sims 4 until recently was just mind-boggling to me. But we can't complain anymore because it's here, and it's gonna be really awesome in my opinion. But you know what I mean, guys. Like, we can't expect everything in the world in The Sims, because it's impossible. And the Sims team works so hard as it is. They add free updates for us. It's ridiculous, and I can't express how grateful I am for this game. It's just, I grew up playing it. I played it since I was, oh god, how old was I when I picked up the first Sims game? Because I played The Sims first, and then, but only for a little while, and then I played The Sims 2 because it was new, and I think The Sims 2 came out in 2003 or 2004. I can't remember. Alright, so I was born, I'm 20, okay, so I'm 23. I think I started playing the game when I was 7 or 6 years old. So it's been a long ride with me playing The Sims. Like, I've played The Sims longer than, basically, so I've played The Sims more than I have not played The Sims, and I'm 23 because I started playing at age 7. Double that's 14, and I'm 23. So like 2/3 of my life I have played this game, and I've never regretted it 1 second. I'm so grateful for this game. It just brings me hours of entertainment, and The Sims itself, the game and the concept behind it, the fact that you can like run your own family and kind of like get into this world and escape your own reality is like the best part of The Sims. And the fact that they always release new Sims, like there was The Sims, The Sims 2, The Sims 3, The Sims 4, all they're trying to do is improve the graphics and the experience. It's not the fact that they want money. I mean, obviously they want to make money because otherwise they can't make the games. But you guys know what I mean. It might be the same kind of concept and content in their packs with every single different Sims game that's been out, but they also just want to like improve the game itself. And as you can see, their seasons has changed quite a bit throughout the years. It really has, as well as other game packs like Cats and Dogs. Honestly, I was a little disappointed with Cats and Dogs because in The Sims 3 it was The Sims 3 Pets. And we did get a lot more pets to play with from The Sims 3. Like, we had birds and stuff, and we had hamsters. Obviously, we have hamsters. We had lizards. You know what I mean? There was more pet options, as well as horses. We don't have horses in The Sims 4. However, there was a leak. I don't remember when this was. It was like 2 months ago. Someone found something in the coding of the game about, like, horses and how they move and run. And we were all like, what? Like The Sims 3 or The Sims 4 Cats and Dogs has been out for so long, they wouldn't add that as an after fact thing, Like, I wonder if it was coded into the game and they were thinking about adding it with The Sims 4 Cats and Dogs, but then they didn't. I don't know. It's such a strange coding thing that somebody found, and I think it's absolutely interesting. Because, like, what if we were to get horses? Like, this cute stable here would have a purpose, you know what I mean? So, But yeah, you can't just look at the negatives of The Sims 4. You have to look at the positives. You have to keep your mind open, and you have to understand that they're trying their best, basically. And, they work hard on this game. A lot of them do actually go home and play it. However, some of them don't. As you can tell by their building styles, it's absolutely horrible. Not gonna lie. But they really do try hard with this game, and they give it their all. And, I'm not upset about anything in this game at all. I really am not. The only thing I don't like is the fact that you can't control babies or your pets, which is really frustrating to me, because you were able to, control your pets in The Sims 3, and I think in The Sims 2 as well. But, you could exit out of what they were doing. So, if they were getting into something, let's say they're drinking toilet water, you don't have to have your sim yell at it. You could just exit out of that on your own by playing as the dog or the cat or whatever. You know what I mean? And I do really, really miss that. I really, really do, because it was just made life so much easier. We'll put it at that. But I don't know, this house itself, I don't know if you guys really like it or not. I do. It took a lot of time, took a lot of effort, and it was a lot of thinking, to be honest, especially especially when it came to putting that loft in on the top of it. I was like, how on earth do I want to do this? Do I want a bathroom? And I was like, it would look weird to have closed walls somewhere, or even just a toilet in the open ground. You know what I mean? So I was like, no, but we could do a kitchenette, because I feel like grandma or a teen who wants to get away from the family, and, maybe she's going to college and they built that loft just for her to come and visit when she's home from spring breaks or whatever. You know what I mean? This house has so much potential, and it's a really sweet concept, to be honest, to have this house be for someone besides the main family. It could be a friend who needs a space to live and is struggling for money, and they can't afford their own house, so they let them stay in the barn house or the barn loft. Or, like I said, a girl from college, a son from college coming back to visit the family, from, school break or whatever it may be. And, or grandma, like I said, grandma living at the home and helping out with the gardening and the farm and taking care of the land, that kind of thing. And I feel like it's just, this house makes it so versatile, to be honest with you. Any type of sim or family can enjoy this house. You don't even need to have a big family. You could have all these extra rooms in the main house and use them for hobbies and such. So, I don't know. It was really fun. And as you guys can see, I got frustrated trying to find pre-grown plants in debug. So I started placing down different plants that I could just randomly move a sim in with and have her plant them all herself, because I was just getting so irritated and annoyed. But yeah, I used Jungle Adventure. I think I might have used some outdoor retreat plants. I'm not entirely sure. But there are some pretty rare plants in there. There's the, God, what is that flower that can, you use for Ambrosia? I can't even remember what it's called, but I'm pretty sure I used that in there. I used dragon fruit. There are some really interesting and rare plants that I honestly have never messed around with in The Sims 4. And they're on the farm. And I think it's really, really exciting. You can always just delete the plants and, start fresh and have, what your sim personally has gathered from the world used in this. And make sure when you're placing this lot, I'm going to stress this because it's really important. Make sure you have move objects on, and you might want to type in bb.show hidden objects as well as bb show live edit objects, because it might affect the way the house gets placed down, and I don't want you guys to lose any of the experience that I wanted this house to give out to my vibes and my viewers and my and people who enjoy my builds. So yeah. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It is coming to a close very, very soon here. And if you did, make sure to leave me a huge like, because it lets me know you guys enjoy my content and my builds. These, the speed builds can be really annoying to do. Especially talking to yourself for 30 minutes straight. It's like, it's weird. And make sure you subscribe to my channel. It lets me know that you guys really enjoy my content and that you want me to make more content, because it's really important for me. It's a big ego boost, and I really would appreciate it. But anyways, guys, until next time, hoot out!